Chapter 10 in Liturgy of the Ordinary is about beauty. And it was a wonderful story that Tish shares with us about drinking tea, enjoying just some of the comforts of life. But if I'm honest with you, I actually found this chapter to be a little bit difficult to understand, but also to apply for myself. And I think partly it's because of my church experiences. I grew up in, I think, what we would call nowadays the height of evangelical culture. There was a subculture of literature, music, art, worship that our church leader and our parents deemed as safe to enjoy. And like any teenager in the 90s, I wanted to do the right thing, and I went to church. And so I gave myself wholeheartedly to this subculture. But as I grew older, my experiences taught me a message that I don't think was ever intended, and that was that I needed to be on high alert or reject anything that the world offered, like the theater, a jazz concert, dancing, or even the taste of wine. To enjoy all of life as beautiful before God has been an ongoing struggle for me. I can feel guilty after watching a movie that I enjoyed because it didn't have a Christian message, or listen to an artist which isn't Christian and wonder, should I or can I delight in these things? When you've been trained for most of your young life to think of enjoyment and beauty as a subculture, you really close your eyes and your heart to the world. You still enjoy the earthly things of life, I have found, but you do so in secret. And as Scripture says, anything done in secret is never good. Over the course of my life, I have enjoyed the earthly things of life, but I have done so thinking that this is a place or a space where God isn't really involved in. I can sort of hide these pleasures that I enjoy. And as the Scriptures tell us, anything that's done in darkness, the light cannot penetrate. Now, I don't want to paint a bleak picture, but there are things that are easy for me to enjoy. Nature, specifically, is very easy for me to enjoy. I can be at the Grand Canyon, I can be taking a walk or a hike, and I can look at everything and just say, wow, this is truly God's handiwork here. But I find it more difficult, you would say, if on a Friday afternoon I'm sitting on my couch reading a sci-fi book, the comfort of my home, the quietness. And I've often said to myself, I'm enjoying a guilty pleasure, rather than thinking to myself, perhaps this still moment of my imagination being able to run wild and create a world, the feel of comfort, of rest on my body, enjoying the solitude of silence. Maybe there's something beautiful about that as well. Now, my struggle is more than likely not yours. Granted, we've all had different experiences growing up. But there is something even beautiful in my struggle, as I've seen it over the years. And that is how God can take something that is sinful and self-righteous, like myself, and can reform it and remake it so that I can enjoy the beauty of God all around me. And this is something I'm still learning every day, how to enjoy and how to see God in just the mundane things of life, to find beauty in them. My hope is that, like me, you as well, are being grafted and remade so that your heart is not only one that is gracious and full of gratitude, but also full of wonderment for what God is doing. So when Tish Warren writes that embracing pleasure takes intentionality and practice, I would say yes. Now, I wonder about you. Can you say the same? If not, if so, please share with your group.